Welcome, everybody, and thank you so much for coming. And so let's just go straight into this time where we can be quiet and do just focus on a 3-4 flame, expansion of it, and truly open our hearts and send love and gratitude out to our beloved earth. Let's take some slow, deep breaths. We breathe in, we hold the breath, we breathe out, and we hold the breath. We can couple our breaths with a statement said with our inner voice. I am in-breathing the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am absorbing the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am expanding the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am projecting the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am in-breathing the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am absorbing the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am expanding the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am projecting the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am in-breathing the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am absorbing the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am expanding the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am projecting the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. Feel and see those rays of gratitude going out, blanketing our entire planet with a feeling of love and gratitude. Every part of life receiving this wonderful feeling from the heavenly realms of love and gratitude. And now we listen and feel for our heartbeat. We put the awareness of this in the center of our chest. We bless, we love, and we thank that gift of life, our heartbeat. And as we see and feel that heartbeat, bringing that pulse of light through that silvery cord from our mighty iron presence, through the top of our head, through our pineal gland, and anchoring in that blazing 3-4 flame in our hearts. With every heartbeat, the 3-4 flame becomes brighter and brighter and ever expanding. So let's visualize and see our physical body sitting in that beautiful, dazzling golden flame of wisdom and illumination. We can see it much bigger than our physical bodies, before us and above us. To the left of us, we see that dazzling sapphire blue flame, which brings the feeling of a desire to do the will of God, the feeling of protection and faith, and the feeling of the power of our mighty I Am Presence. We see the beautiful pink flame to the right side of us, just behind our right shoulder, bringing us that glorious gift of pure, divine, unconditional love. We see and feel our bodies, our physical bodies, and our 3 finer bodies enveloped in this dazzling light. Now we see that flame within our hearts, expanding and forming a beautiful sun in the center of our chests. We make the sun every bit as bright and dazzling as the noonday sun. And now we connect with our own beloved golden being in our heart, our Holy Christ selves, within the golden flame. And we see it expanding we see that threefold flame in our hearts, expanding and expanding and meeting the larger flames created through our visualization. We see our Christ selves, these beloved golden beings within our hearts, expanding and taking complete command of our physical body, our souls, which is our etheric body, our mental and emotional bodies. Just feel and see these bodies blazing light. The great surrender to the Christ self within us. Now we fill our feelings with a feeling of gratitude. Gratitude for our many, many blessings that we receive on our daily journeys. Gratitude for our many, many lives on this sweet earth. Gratitude for our families and friends. Gratitude for our supply and our homes. Gratitude for our health and our happiness. Gratitude to all the beloved elemental kingdom, the great directors of the beloved elemental kingdom, and each precious earth elemental, water elemental, air elemental, and fire elemental, for their ceaseless service to each one of us and to all mankind over eons and eons of time, with very little love and gratitude in return. We just bless and thank them deeply from our hearts. Gratitude to our body elementals. Gratitude to the great and beloved angelic kingdom. Our great beloved friend and protector, Archangel Michael, and our own beloved guardian angels, and all the legions of angels serving each one of us and all humanity and all life on our beloved earth. We thank you. Gratitude to the great ascended hosts. Gratitude for these marvelous teachings, as we know, giving us the freedom, the knowledge to make our ascension at the close of this embodiment. And just gratitude to all life, especially that life never loved or thanked. Gratitude for our golden age now dawning, the mighty victory of the light for this beloved planet after her long, long journey. And so be it, beloved I am. Welcome back, everybody. And Delia has said she will read the opening invocation for us. Thanks so much, beloved Delia.
Thank you, Anthea. Good evening. Beloved presence of God, I am. It is thy life and intelligence that enables me to read and comprehend and absorb that which is required of me. For life, I am so grateful. Beloved Master Kathuni, I ask for your feeling and your capacity to use this instruction for God's glory and mankind's comfort. We thank you. And now, great I am presence, take me within thyself. There instruct me and cause me to retain the full memory of these inner instructions. Thank you. From beloved Saint Germain.
Lovely. Thank you so much. And now, so for the topics this week, Gary read, and we had a longer session, but just wonderful from beloved Saint Germain. It's talking about dragons, healing, and also Washington, D.C. at that time in the 1930s. Interesting information Saint Germain's brought us. And then we've got a video that I made actually 8 years ago from the beloved Mahachohan, Karma Awaits Redemption. And I just thought we could, it's a really good thing to think about. And then we've got continuing on with Mighty Arcturus, the importance of rhythm and keeping on, and how he explains the 7 steps of creation. Just always so wonderful and good reminders for all of us. And then from beloved Almora, we're continuing from last week, and opportunities abound, as we know, all the time for all of us. And then interestingly, from Lady Virgo, goddess of our beloved earth, and in the over-indulgence of our 4 lower bodies and who should really be in command. And just the way she put it was just so interesting. And then beloved John will take over and take us through our decrees, which is such a wonderful opportunity. So we can listen to Saint Germain's words.
From the Ascended Master's Instructions, Volume 4, Saint Germain, excerpts from Discourse 9. The idea of the dragon was first a conception into ancient Chinese civilization. At that time, the wrong use of the solar force created, instead of a thought form resembling a human, a thought form resembling the serpent, because they had for generations been taught and had known the creative power as the serpent power, which caused the thought creation to take that form. That tradition has come down with the Chinese to the present day, as you will observe in their ceremony of the New Year. They masquerade as the dragon to scare away evil spirits. This is but a distorted conception of the great wisdom they once used. In the great ones, activity at a given time of action, as so ably illustrated at the close of the magic presence, we often find the great wisdom from the still higher spheres completing an action that we might hesitate to do. In that instant and in the instants today, it shows the presence and activity of a very great wisdom that will not allow the outer to interrupt the progress. That time has come for definite, mighty action. Healing. Beloved Cyclopeia is in charge of the healing ray to earth. The healing ray, which is a blend of gold and violet, is always an independent ray. The gold is divine love, and violet is the spiritual power and the consuming activity which dissolves human accumulation. For peace, gold is predominant. For spiritual power, as the consuming activity, the violet will predominate. The violet ray is calm, quiet power, and is always an uplifting presence. The blue ray is power unqualified. Always be sure, be careful not to send your own conscious power with it, or to taint it with a feeling of anger or irritation when you use it. The means described is the way by which the Ascended Masters often give assistance to the students, when they put aside or out of the consciousness all thoughts of feeling or feeling of self. When one has complete action of it grasped in the outer mind, it becomes a mighty means of healing. You will very readily have the use of this, and if you use it for healing, no matter what seems to be there, hold the 2 colors positive and steady. There is no healing to be done except in the outer form, but be sure to keep the inner presence at work, healing the wounds of hate. Ask the mighty I Am presence of the other individual to illumine his or her heart and mind, and then heal the body. All healing is but a bringing back of a natural balance of the 2 forces. You will at once see what a mighty power you have in your hands to use. A mighty inner preparation has been made sometime, somewhere, for this outer experience. The inner activity is the real and only real natural activity. The outer is so crude and distorted compared to the inner. The situation in Washington, D.C. The only right attitude for every student towards every apparent manifestation of the outer, during this seemingly chaotic period is this: no matter what seems to be taking place, drive into the midst of whatever the condition may be the consciousness that there is but one cause that has any power, and that is the wisdom, power, and the presence of the Almighty God in full action there. Sometime the outer activity must reach a certain peak of expression to burn out, as it were, the human generation or wrong action. We must know positively and with certainty that back of every outer activity are God and his messengers, watching the moment to strike and pouring into the condition that presence which consumes the wrong and raises the right into its perfect activity. Thus throughout the ages have God and his noble messengers watched the inhumanity to mankind, at each opportunity raising them a little higher, until the cosmic signal sounded, foretelling the onrush of the mighty active presence of Christ, God in action, that will draw the poisonous fangs from the poor serpent of mankind, so that willingly its forces are forever turned upward. The serpent will then have become the dove, for the serpent was first conceived in the mind of outer man by the misdirection of that wonderful energy of God. It was thus turned downward from its rightful heavenly course, which is forever upward. Do not at any time feel disturbance at any of the things that take place in the outer world, for all is tending upward towards its eternal perfection. Woe unto those in official places who fail to act in accordance with those strong inner promptings that they are receiving clearly and distinctively, for many are receiving them unmistakably. President Hoover felt in that there were important records and much that needed to be protected, and he knew that when the crowds get into a mob vibration, they do things which they never intended in the beginning. And he was right, for the violence would have become rampant. If the veterans had had a little more encouragement in their intent, they would have burned and destroyed things which needed to be preserved. This refers to the Veterans' March on Washington, D.C., July 1932. This was a time of great economic depression. During the time of the French Revolution, Robespierre had no idea in the beginning that things would go as far as they did. The attitude of the real student: there is only God acting in the situation, and he will bring right and justice out of it.
Just some wonderful things to think about there. And when he was referring to the end chapter of the Magic Presence, I think he was referring to the Cave of Light of the great divine director, where he, with that great gift, just peels off the final sheaths before we can make our ascension. So, yeah, just so blessed we are, truly. Okay, so now we're going to listen to this. Karma awaits redemption. This is an excerpt from Electrons and the Elemental Kingdom, compiled from the Bridge to Freedom material by Werner Schroeder. Karma awaits its transmutation by the beloved Mahachohan. As there is provided for every life intelligence belonging to our universe 100,000 times more electronic substance than such a one could possibly invoke and transform, there is no possibility of the response of the universal light being limited when the magnetic invocative powers of consciousness go into motion in the fourth dimension. You will see then that in the course of the several million years during which man's consciousness has been functioning, how very much of the universal light clothed in garments of each one's making awaits redemption in the world of form, and it points to the necessity and responsibility of each individual to continually devote conscious application to the purifying, freedom, resurrection, and ascension of each such electronic particle, which through the doors of his thought and feeling left the realm of innocence, and remains as a blanket of imperfect vibration which circles this recalcitrant star. even with all the grants and dispensations which have been given to the Chela, removing much of the misqualified energy he has sent forth through the ages, he must be ever alert, for he never knows when some untransmuted karma will be placed on his path for redemption. When the Chela wonders why he does not have manifest some particular good which he has been calling for, let him remember that there is some obstacle in his life stream which he has created of his own free will, which requires transmutation. Let us turn our attention to the great reservoir of universal light. This mighty fount is unformed, just like containers filled with gold or bolts or cloth. The individual ion presence of each life stream draws the unformed at will, for God will never deny the presence of any life stream. As soon as the energy is accepted by the individual presence, the responsibility of what is to be done with that energy is vested in the life stream, and that unformed energy is marked with the stamp, the electronic pattern of that one's individual identity, just as a trademark is placed on worldly goods. Every presence has a different pattern, so as to cause no confusion with the inner records of the universal law, and of all the souls belonging to the human race, no two are alike. The energy drawn from the universal, which, mind you, is a voluntary thing, is stamped with your pattern. It then comes down into the use of the human personality, who dispenses that energy freely in thought, word, and feeling. The personal self does not see that energy, nor the mark of ownership upon it, and feels that it can send that forth indiscriminately, without rendering an account thereof. However, every thought form, every feeling form, every activity of the outer self carries that stamp which undeniably identifies the energy with the person who drew it forth, qualified it, and expanded it. This moves in a circle and returns to its source for redemption, bringing with it more of its kind. If it went forth for a good purpose and harmoniously, it brings back its like, and vice versa. Blessed is the individual who sends forth his energy qualified with good, for on the return current shall his world be filled with the gifts which are of heaven's realms. There we have it. Anyway, so now we're going to listen to the words of Mighty Arcturus, read by beloved Terry.
Throughout the ages, mankind, even spiritually inclined souls with great light, for some reason or other, refuse to accept the truth that, if you follow through with precision the 7 steps or powers of the Elohim in creation, you must have manifestation. That is, of course, unless you stop your rhythm before manifestation appears. If we had ceased our activities even 1 hour before the earth was completed, all of our work of such a long time would have been in vain, and I shall not tell you just how long we gave our service to the creation of this planet. Also, had we discontinued our rhythm before the earth's completion, the planet would have begun to disintegrate and return to the unformed. We continued and continued, rhythm after rhythm, making no mental note at all of just how long it would take. We just came back again and again, rhythmically pouring our light, love, and visualizations of perfection, even if it were to take the rest of eternity. We just loved that which we were doing. Then one day, I remember it so clearly, it was completed. The earth began to revolve on her axis, and we heard the words, "It is finished." So it is the same in every application, from the smallest personal thing with which you may desire to experiment in precipitation in your home life, to the greatest cosmic endeavor, which may take in the evolution of an entire galaxy. If you will keep on keeping on, observing the laws from the spiritual octaves as they have been given to us, and as we now give them to you, you must have manifestation. We will help you if you wish us to do so. Make your call to us, and we will answer you. Then, when your precipitation lies visible and tangible within your hands, or stands completed before you, you will know that it did not come to you by happenstance, and that it is not just a gift of faith. You will know that it is a precipitation direct from the universal. Let us here again consider those 7 steps. First, there must come your will or decision to have your manifestation. Second, there must come your perception or illumination of what you wish to precipitate. Third, you must love to create it. Fourth, you must have purity of consciousness to hold your pattern untouched by any imperfection or the changing of its design. Fifth, there must be concentration upon your original design. Seventh, there must be rhythm of application in decree and silent mental thought force. And sixth, your feeling of God peace must case it around to hold its perfection protected and sustained. Call to the Elohim of peace to so seal your manifestation in his flame of cosmic Christ peace that disintegration never touches it until such time as it has completed the service for which it was created. When any form has completed its blessing to this world and thereby served its purpose, the process of etherealization is the dignified way for it to be disintegrated and its component parts return to the universal from whence they came, not through the processes of decay and fermentation. That substance should be released as we do it in our octave through the direction into it of the freedom flame, the violet transmuting flame, in gratitude for its service. As the violet fire is projected into the heart of the manifestation to be released, the magnetic pull upon the electrons, which have been held there, releases, and the electrons return to the sun for repolarization. So should all things of this world be sent back to the universal first cause when they have completed the service for which they were originally brought into being. Explanation of the violet fire. Although the power of invocation may be used to draw forth any God virtue and blessing for the benefaction of the race, I am primarily stationed, spiritually speaking, at the apex of the 7th ray, drawing forth and directing the violet ray and flame to every sphere, as well as into every consciousness which requires purification and sublimation, or the refining by fire. Much more will be learned about the violet fire and flame by the people of Earth in the near future. Its main purpose and use on this planet is to purify energy which has been discordantly qualified through the use of the free will of self-conscious intelligences. Such purification raises the vibrations of the energy concerned, returning it to its original light essence. Then that same energy may be requalified and used again to express perfection in some form. The use of the violet fire as a purifying and sublimating agent is required only where distortion of form has resulted through imperfect experimentation with the powers of creation, or where form has served the purpose and use for which it was originally made manifest. Elsewhere, the violet ray and flame can and do render a different service from that which they give to the earth, but this is not of particular interest or use to the people of this planet at this time. The violet ray and flame are activities of the sacred fire. They are energy specifically qualified by divine beings to act in the world and experience of any and all who will accept and use them, to purify and return to its original perfection the energy which is now imprisoned here in discordant miscreations of the past. The violet flame has been feared by mankind because the misqualified energy which surrounds them does not like the thought of purification or change. Thus, until very recently, its knowledge and use was not given to students outside of an ascended master's retreat, where the positive radiation of the ascended master could hold such fear in check until the student felt the confidence, comfort, and efficacy of the use of that violet fire.
That's just such an interesting way he explains it. And so the difference between the violet ray and the violet flame, according to Alice, which is so well explained, is that the ray becomes a flame when it reaches its destination, and obviously directed by mighty ascended beings or by us through our own presence. And so she likens it to the magnifying glass. When the sun goes through the magnifying glass, it eventually, the light ray eventually bursts into flame. So it's interesting. So now we're going to have this wonderful opportunity to make these calls for our brothers and sisters caught in the psychic and astral realms, and to help Saint Germain in those violet flame temples, which they've established in the astral realms. So a true blessing for all of us. So we say together, beloved presence of God, I am in me, and beloved immortal threefold flame of eternal truth within my heart, and beloved Saint Germain. While my body sleeps this night, let all the constructive energy of my entire life stream be used to render whatever service is needed in the violet flame temples established in the psychic and astral realms, to draw the full gathered cosmic momentum of the violet purifying flame of divine love and compassion through every discarnate life stream there. Let all the souls who dwell in those realms be taken immediately into those purifying temples of mercy and compassion, and there have the accumulated, destructively qualified energies of their life streams purified and transmuted, so they carry in their life streams no miscreations that would add to their own or the world's distress. We decree it, and so be it. Beloved I am, and we accept this done here and now with full cosmic power. And we thank you. And now this is from Beloved Olmoras, continuing from last week from the Ascended Master Love and Truth books. And he says, I believe in the acceleration of those willing to move forward into the great light, to be prepared to be the open door for the Ascended Master Saint Germain's golden age on this earth. For this reason, I have stayed with a recalcitrant humanity. For this reason, do I come again, again, and again, when opportunity affords itself, to fire you with enthusiasm in walking the pathway of light into your spiritual and eternal freedom. As a true pilgrim on that pathway, even as the alpine climber has a group roped to him, so each one of you have roped to you by invisible ties and bonds of karma those blessed ones who cannot of themselves respond to the light, but shall through your strength and that rope of life thank God for a like victory. When you walk upward toward the pinnacle, which is your own ascension in the light, if you could see the number of life streams, elementals, imprisoned angels, and mankind that were rising with your light, sometimes you would sit down on a pathway or a crevasse to rest, slacken your rope, and let them fall back into the lowlands. I say to you that your opportunity is so tremendous because you do not carry just yourself into the heart of God, but you carry with you myriads of other less illumined, less tenacious, less constant, spiritually evolved life streams into their freedom. Sometimes I know the harness seems heavy and you wonder why. Beloved ones, it is because you have lived so many, many ages, and time after time you have met and loved, yes, and hated too, in lives before. You have had associations where you have had great opportunities to express yourselves on every one of the 7 rays in a constructive manner. Sometimes you did, and sometimes you did not. You weaved those invisible links between yourself and other individuals and the very elementals that make up the substance of the places where you lived, loved, and hated. Wherever you breathed life, you have the karmic links between your wives, your children, your sweethearts, and your associates in that era. All that together becomes part of your opportunity. And so there we have it, beloved Elmira. He could just say things so marvelously. And now we'll finish that next week. Or carry on. All right, this is just lovely. It's the friendship between dogs and horses. It was just lovely. Abrupt end because it's a TikTok one, but it's just, I just love some of those things they call it, just so lovely. And now we have our opportunity to make the calls for the beloved animal, insect, and reptile kingdoms. So we say together, beloved I am presence and that of all mankind, charge your mighty light of mercy and compassion to flow through us all and bring comfort and freedom to the animal, insect, and reptile kingdoms. May each human being remember and accept their responsibility as guardians and protectors of this planet's pure and innocent life until all is set free and their divine plans fulfilled. We so decree it and so be it. In God's most holy name, I am. We accept it done and we thank you. And now we're going to read from beloved Lady Master Virgo, as we know, beloved goddess of the earth. And it's really, she's speaking, it's very interesting, on the overindulgence of our lower bodies. I think we might have read this but quite a few years ago. Anyway, she says, through the flame in your heart, you must become the dignified, balanced, poised master of your emotional, mental, etheric, and physical bodies. As children will, those bodies will clutch at you for more than their share of attention, particularly so when they have been indulged for untold centuries of time. The beloved Saint Germain has told you that a chronic disturbance within the flesh body is positive proof that the physical form has been given undue attention through the ages. It is the same with mental obsessions and emotional fixations, and with etheric hatreds. They are all the result of the indulgence of your consciousness giving life too freely to the vehicles in question. Having become gluttonous in their use of that life, those vehicles no longer request from you the authority to use your life energy. They rather rudely snatch it without waiting for permission. As the light from your beautiful I am presence flows into your heart, any one of those vehicles of yours, which happens to be in the ascendery at the moment, and which is perhaps more alert and more indulged than the others, seizes it, and you have an emotional outburst or a mental depression. Before the outer consciousness mind is even aware that the light, which it is its duty and prerogative to distribute intelligently among them, has been confiscated. If the etheric body is in the ascendancy for the moment, old memories of long forgotten hates and fancied wrongs will stir it into action, rousing with them the energies of the emotional and mental bodies, and in a moment there is turmoil which extends even into the physical body. Now, beloved ones, your holy Christ self neither slumbers nor sleeps. It is your individual silent watcher. created by your beloved I Am Presence when you applied for permission to take embodiment and become part of the activity of this physical world or some other stars or planets. Your Holy Christ Self is in charge of the dispensation of the light through your silver cord. Speak to it, ask it to regulate for you and put in their perfect places as instruments of the I Am, your vehicles, and thus no longer be servant, but master in your household. There, and just so that's very interesting for all of us to study, because only as we examine ourselves do we really know what's acting and what needs to be changed and regulated. And we have these wonderful Holy Christ Selves. Okay, we're going to sing a song to the Holy Christ Self. It's just a lovely one. We're lovely and blessed, and thank our individual beloved Holy Christ selves and our beloved John. Thank you so much. Take over.
Thank you, beloved. Greetings to all you beloved cheerers. Thank you, beloved Anthea, for bringing us these blessed messages and teachings. We send our blessings and thanks to all the beloved ascended masters, cosmic beings, and beloved Elohim for these wonderful messages and service and teachings. Beloved mighty Empress, we call to you to take command of us all and produce your mighty perfection through our decrees. Beloved ascended masters, we give you full permission on behalf of ourselves and of all mankind to do whatever is necessary to fulfill the divine plan in this lower realm. And we call for you to charge your mighty powers and give whatever energy may be lacking from our side into all our decrees so they can manifest here and now, all according to thy will. We call to you, beloved Archangel Michael, to send cosmic rays and mighty angels of protection, to protect all who have joined the Zoom class, and for all the energy released to be purified, protected, perfected, amplified, and used only to serve the pure divine cosmic light. And so be it, beloved I Am. We thank you. We say together, Mighty I Am Presence, great host of ascended masters, archangels and Elohim, cosmic beings and great cosmic light, come forth now in all your cosmic power. Withdraw and withhold all power from destructive forces and individuals with destructive intent throughout the world right now and forever, whether it is conscious or unconscious. expose, seize, bind, and render helpless all these sinister forces and their activities until the light has removed them completely, and illumine the source, so this may never act again, and raise up to positions of power the divinely chosen leaders. Replace all with ascended master consciousness, and the divine plan fulfilled. We thank you. Our tube of light protection. Beloved mighty and presence, beloved Archangel Michael, and beloved Commander Conrad, continually intensify your protective pillar of pure light substance and Archangel Michael's armor of light through and around me, charged with your invincible protection, all-powerful and impenetrable. I am invisible. I am invincible. I am invulnerable to anything but thy almighty perfection. I am grateful we are given whatever added protection is needed. What we ask for ourselves, we ask for our loved ones, and that which is constructive in all mankind and the world. Thank you. We visualize our tube of light from our beloved mighty presence, coming down from above, covering our four lower bodies with that thick wall at the edges, stronger than any steel. Feel and see that brilliant blue and crystal light. That light that instantly deflects anything that is not of the light. Build your wall of light. See Archangel Michael's armor of light around us, forming that impenetrable pillar of protection around ourselves, this group, our families, friends, and around every constructive person across the face of the earth. Every beloved one standing up for that truth, that justice, and that freedom. May God bless, direct, perfect, and protect each and every one. Thank you. I am the law of forgiveness for myself and all mankind, for all mistakes, misqualified energy, human consciousness, and for straying from the light. Beloved mighty and presence, through you we call to our beloved Lady Kuan Yin to assist us and all mankind to feel your feelings of ascended master mercy, forgiveness, and compassion. Every one of us feels deeply within our hearts that great gratitude for this mighty gift of the law of forgiveness, that great spiritual razor, which is truly such a blessing to all mankind. And we ask deeply, sincerely, to be forgiven and to forgive any and all parts of life that we have not blessed through our thoughts and feelings. All misuse of life's pure energy for which our outer selves are responsible, and all appearance of mistakes which has found action in our worlds. Beloved mighty and presence, that of all mankind, forgive, forgive, forgive each and every one of us. Thank you. We call to the great central sun, and mighty I am presence, to charge your secret power into his decrees. We call for beloved Saint Germain to anchor a cosmic concentration of violet fire in America, in Europe, Africa, China, India, the Middle East, Far East, Russia, Australia, wherever else it is needed in our beloved world here and now. We thank you. We say our violet fire decree together. Mighty iron presence, beloved Saint Germain, and those that minister to the violet flame, come forth now and blaze your cosmic violet fire, and cause a mighty victory for all the world to see. I am the law of forgiveness in cosmic action now. I am the victory of the sacred fire in all its cosmic power. Mighty angels descend with your purple wands of fire, and strike them to the center of every place where there has been a history of sinister force activity. Transmute and consume it all, cause, core, record, effect, and memory, and set it all free from that which was never meant to be. Replace it all with ascended master consciousness, the divine plan fulfilled, and light from the secret love star. We thank you. Our decree for the beloved elementals. I am the light of God that never fails, purifying, loving, thanking, and blessing the great directors of the elemental kingdom and every beloved earth, water, air, and fire elemental for your ceaseless service to me and to all mankind. I am the mighty cosmic light awakening all mankind to the great intelligence of this kingdom, and remove from elemental life today the necessity for longer obeying the destructive impulses of mankind. And so be it. Beloved I am, we thank you. In the name of my mighty I am presence, great cosmic beings and great cosmic light, I decree, I am the presence charging the minds and feelings of everybody in America and the world with Saint Germain's ascended master consciousness and perfection, right now and forever. I am the presence, blessing, illumining, perfecting, and setting all free in service to light. Our decree for the purification of our beloved earth. In the name of my mighty I am presence, and by the power of the great host of ascended beings, we demand a cosmic living sword of blazing flame, continually strike into all human miscreations back to the very beginning, causing all negative energies and entities in the psychic and astral realms and in the consciousness of all mankind to cease to exist forever. The cause, core, effect, record, and memory, freeing all human and elemental life from that which was never meant to be, and ensuring the psychic and astral realm is no more. Replace it all with the immaculate concept for all life, ascended master consciousness, and light substance from the secret love star. Let thy will be done, and so be it, and so it is, beloved I am. We thank you. Our decree for divine justice. I am the most intensified cosmic action of the flame of divine justice, blazing throughout the world. I am the law. I am the justice. I am the judge. I am the jury. Knowing that I am all powerful, then I know that only divine justice can be done, everywhere, here, now, and forever. Beloved Lady Portia, ensure divine justice prevails throughout the world, everywhere. And so be it, and so it is, and it is done. Beloved I am, we thank you. And now, before we say our final decree, by the blessed love, the power, and the authority of our beloved mighty and presence, we call to beloved mighty victory, to fill us with your full feeling of victorious accomplishment, that cosmic feeling of ascended master victory. We claim and accept beloved mighty victory's victory now manifest in our world and our experience. We say together, I am the victory of the cosmic light. I am the victory of the cosmic light. I am the victory of the cosmic light. I am the cosmic flame of victory, which reigns supreme everywhere. We accept these calls answered as they are made, according to thy will, with full cosmic power, maintained and trebled each instant of each hour by the power of the cosmic 3x3, until fully manifest. And so be it, and so it is, and it is done. Beloved I am, we thank you. And as we end now, we place a special focus on that beloved love star radiating within each of our auras, placed there by blessed Sanat Kumara as a gift to all mankind, assisting us in holding that frequency of unconditional divine love. We love and thank you, O beloved mighty love star. We ask that you expand your mighty supreme light through our four lower bodies and to saturate all whom we pass by on our earthly journeys with that unconditional love. And to that mighty secret love star shining from the heavens for this 2,000-year period, we bless and thank you, and all the mighty cosmic beings from the great central sun holding this focus. Expand your supreme light through our individual love stars and around all life evolving on our blessed earth, with that light which we know can never be qualified by human thoughts or feelings. We thank and bless you. We deeply thank and release all the beloved great ones invoked, all those who constantly answer our calls. Thank you, blessed Jesus. May each and every one of you be bountifully and richly and abundantly blessed by our beloved, mighty, and presence and holy Christ selves. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, beloved John. And now, Heidi, beloved Heidi, are you there? Can you read the closing invocation for us?
Yes, I would love to.
Thank you.
Beloved I am presence, and beloved Master Kutumi, nourish the seeds planted in my consciousness so that the ideas entrusted to me become manifest flowers of perfect expression in my world and the world of all my fellow men. Beloved presence of God, I am, pour the light of thy great glory upon my consciousness and nourish the seeds planted by the masters. We thank you.
Thank you. Lovely. And let's just take a moment truly of just to be silent and deep gratitude for our mighty I presence, the great ascended ones, these marvelous teachings, and our precious and beloved world. And thank you, everybody. I'm just going to stop the recording.